Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Kay Snyder, and this is the Reparations Report, the only place on the net where you're going to get everything you need to know in the national reparations conversation. You're going to get the what, the why, the how much, the who pays, and what's going on with the states of reparations around the country. My name's Kay Snyder. I wrote the book Reparations 101, available on Amazon, and I'm going to be your host. I'm going to be you. I'm going to be every person who's thought about the conversation of reparations. I'm going to be every person who's wanted to know more about reparations for the 41 to 42 million African American living survivors of the slave industrial complex. You ask, what is the slave industrial complex? I'll tell you what the slave industrial complex is quickly. It's that thing that's all around us. It's that thing, if you're an African American, or if you're a black person like me, or whatever designation or variation of Negro, Black, African American, true African, soul, Asiatic, disciple of black man, whichever you choose to call yourself, it's the thing that holds us and surrounds us all the time. It's that feeling you get on the back of your neck when you drive in certain places. Slave industrial complex is, if I can show you briefly to the wall right here, I call this Roots of America. You can't see it right here, but it contains pretty much what the slave industrial complex is in today's terms. It's got names like J.P. Morgan Chase. It's got names like Harvard, Yale, DuPont, if you're familiar with chemicals and plastics. Names like the Duke family, if you're in the South. It's got all of your brand names of banking and insurance, from Aetna to Bank of America. The slave industrial complex is what profited off of the exploitation and the trauma of my people. There can be no debate that there was indeed a industrial transatlantic slave traffic and commerce that spanned continents and encompassed billions, or what would be today trillions of dollars. Inasmuch we need to talk about it. So I'm here to be your guide. I'm someone who, again, my name's Kay Snyder. If I haven't mentioned that, I'm someone who's come, I would guess, rather recently to the reparations conversation. I've been a Hollywood writer for many decades. You may have seen some of my work. I'm going to be modest and guess that you probably have seen some of my work on your screens somewhere. Over the years, I had a bit of a history in comedy. I wrote some films you may have seen, worked on some shows you may have heard about, but that's another story for another time. Right now, what we're talking about is the Reparations Report. And what the Reparations Report is, it's going to be your voice. It's going to be your keyhole, your window into the world of the national reparations movement. There's going to be segments about what's going on in Georgia. Shout out to Georgia in Decatur for forming your own first reparations panel and commission. Shout out to Governor Wes Moore in Maryland for doing such a fantastic job saying what we already know. He said, we don't need another study. The truth is already here. We need to move forward to the remedy phase. I congratulate you on that. There's referendums going on in California, New York. Shout out to the mayor of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Congratulations. not on, what hasn't happened yet. Congratulations on being stand up and showing us what leadership looks like. So on the reparations report, we're going to talk reparations. The reparations report isn't here to stroke egos or sell products or anything like that. We're here to have a grown-up discussion. I can't talk about Shannon Sharp. I can't talk about Cat Williams other than to say shout out to Cat Williams for actually over a year ago in his Netflix special. Make sure you check out the Netflix special Cat Williams put out over a year ago called Woke Folk. It's on Netflix, where he actually drops the R-bomb. He says the word reparations on national streaming video. Millions of people saw that. So if you want to say something bad about Cat Williams, that's fine. But I am going to say he was one of the first people to actually step up and say the word reparations. So salute to you, Cat. We've got a Reparations 101 t-shirt for you and a copy of Reparations 101. By the way, since we're here and we're going to be talking about it, do yourself a great favor and pick up Reparations 101. Get it on Amazon. Go to Amazon.com. Get Reparations 101 today. It's only 100 pages, and it allows you to be in on this conversation. It's going to tell you what the racial wealth gap is and why it's important. I'll tell you right now, the racial wealth gap, in a nutshell, is over 10 times right now in 2025. The average black household brings home around 1/10 of what the average white household is. In 2020, it was around 17,000 for the average black household and over 171,000 for the average white household. Now, I know most of you didn't believe that that's even a real thing. They said, okay, white people are doing better than black folks, but how bad could it be? Oh, they're probably doing twice as well or 3 times as well. The truth is they're doing 10 times as well. This many times as well. And someone needs to talk about it. Now, if you were waiting on someone, maybe famous, some celebrity from Hollywood or from Washington to actually discuss the racial wealth gap, I was too. I was too. Where are you? Fill in the blank. Why aren't you talking about this rich black leader, millionaire, billionaire, celebrity? Why aren't you talking about the racial wealth gap? Getting back to the racial wealth gap, I said it's 10 times, right? The average white household makes 10 times more than the average black household when actually having the same work week. So we as thinking people, we have to ask ourselves grown-up questions. We have to ask ourselves questions like, well, if they have 10 times more than us, are they 10 times smarter than us? Are they 10 times smarter than me? Are my Caucasian neighbors and co-workers, is Terry 10 times smarter than me? Is he 10 times smarter than you? Is anybody 10 times smarter than anybody? Is the real question. Do they work 10 times harder? You have to ask yourself that question. Hell, I know I could work harder. I wish, I was the little engine that never had to breathe or take a day off. I wish I was, but I'm human just like you. 10 times though, you have to ask yourself, are they 10 times smarter than us? Do they work 10 times harder than us? An intelligent, thinking, rational human being is going to say, I don't think so. And then you're going to have to talk about that. Well, why does this racial wealth gap exist if they're not 10 times smarter and they don't work 10 times harder? I'm here to ask those questions. I'm here to discuss those questions with all of us right now. And I'm here to discuss these questions with anybody who's ready to discuss these questions with me. Because I'm the people's champ. I'm going ahead and dubbing myself that. The people's champ, Kay Snyder, is here to talk about reparations. If anyone else is here to talk about it, you're welcome to show up. You're welcome to come on my show. I'll go on yours. And we'll be right back.